Hey guys, what's up? Caleb Downing here, and today we're going to go over the KGM R30. Let's get into it. Alright, so first off, disclaimers. KGM did send me this suppressor and a couple other ones to look at, so I did not pay for this suppressor. Alright, so if you got to take what I say with a grain of salt, take what I say with a grain of salt, but as always, we give our unbiased opinion. As not having bought the suppressor, I hadn't spent money on it, so I don't have to defend a purchase and justify certain costs and things. I don't have to do that. I just get to talk about the suppressor, how well it worked or didn't work. So let's get into it. Let's get into specs. Let's get into what comes in the box, and let's go shoot the thing and see how it actually works, all right? All right, starting out with specs. I'm going to throw them up there on the screen, kind of read them off for you. If you want further detail stuff, go to their website. It's pretty straightforward, and they have more specific data over there if you want that kind of stuff. But the major bullet points we'll go over right now. All right, so the R30, let's go over size and weight. It has a weight of 12 ounces. That is with the direct thread that is provided. We have a length, an overall length of 7.3 inches, again, with the direct thread provided. You also have a diameter of 1.74 inches, kind of a thicker boy. Compatible cartridges is 223 Remington up through 300 PRC. Optimized calibers is 308 Winchester up to 300 PRC. Material construction is grade 5 titanium baffle stack with a grade 9 titanium tube. All right, let's get into some key features real quick that they have here on this printout. Basically, they have a flash mitigation system that they utilize that they say provides good flash mitigation in both the visible and other spectrums. I'm supposing that means in night vision. I don't have night vision, I can't test that, but the visible, we can kind of look at that. They also use an APEC or adjustable port-in cap. We'll show that in just a second. You basically can adjust the front cap. It has ports in it, and you can adjust those a little bit. This is gas optimized, meaning they kind of have a flow through, a gas flow. They call it different things, but you know, they're pretty much the same thing across the board. They just have slightly different technologies, but it utilizes a flow through-ish technology, which helps the can not be overly gassy and not regurgitate a bunch of gases back in the shooter's face. The mounting solution is a 1.375 by 24 or ASR thread pattern, so your standard hub mounts should all fit. All right, so that's your specs and your data, your basic stuff that they want you to know about these cans. This is everything right here that comes in the box. You obviously get the can itself, and it is very lightweight. This is a very lightweight can. Titanium, I think this is my first titanium can that I've had. I've used some before, but first one that I've had. But it's very impressive how lightweight that is. You also get a direct thread, again, hub mounts, right, that these guys are compatible with. So any hub mount that you might have, but it comes with this direct thread, 5/8 by 24, I do believe, yeah, 5/8 by 24, because it is a 30 cal can, and so 5/8 by 24 is kind of your general pattern for that. You get one tool for taking your mount on, taking it off. You also get all these little screws here, right? These little guys are what we were talking about, that APEC. These ports along the front cap, basically, you can plug these up and you can tune your system to work as a brake in different configurations, or you could close the whole thing off if you wanted to. But that's what all these little screws are for, and you get the little Allen key to adjust them. You also get a sticker. Everybody needs a sticker swag, and a little thank you card for supporting their business. You also get a little carry case. Now this is cool. This is neat. All this comes wrapped up in a box, right? But this is cool. It's nice that they provide something like this. I'm not sure, and I couldn't find anywhere if these are heat resistant as far as can you take a hot can and stick it in the bag. But what I can tell you is I do throw most of my cans in one big bag, and I treat my cans like tools, and so they'll get dinged up, they'll get scratched up. They're not getting damaged, but the finish is getting rubbed off in some areas and stuff. So some people might really not like that. And the fact that this comes with this nice padded case, you can take your can, stick it in there, take your tool, it has a little cutout here on the side, so your tool's not going to be rubbing up against everything, and you can zipper everything up, and still, it's small, it's protected, it's not going to be rolling under your car, or the seat in your car, right, if you're driving around and you have this thing in the back. This is nice. I like that. That's some attention to detail that I actually do like. And then, like I said, we also have these little screws and stuff to adjust that front cap. So that's what you get in the box. That's your specs and data. Now let's talk about it a little bit right before we go shoot it, and then we'll go shoot it, all right? All right, so KGM, they are an OEM manufacturer, I believe is what you call it. They make cans for other companies. They don't just make their own stuff, but they make cans for other companies. I actually noticed this back when I had some other cans from other companies, and they would come in, and on the forms, they would have KGM made. And I was like, KGM made? This isn't the brand that I bought, but that's what it says on the form. Well, that's because they're made by KGM, right? They're made for other people, but they're made by KGM. So these guys have been in the game for a while. The reason I bring that up is to say that they've been in the game for a while. They know what they're doing as far as making suppressors. And this particular one, this 30 cal can, or one of their 30 cal suppressors, I think they have a shorter version, which, I mean, that'd be interesting to try out. But this is a nice medium-sized can. I'm liking it for what it's going to be used for. And again, when we get to actually shooting, you're going to see it shines very well on your 30 cal stuff. That's why they say, even on that specs that I read out, it can shoot 5.56 through it. But as you'll see, that's a little bit loud, a little bit sparky. It's a little bit not what this guy's used for. 30 cal stuff, that's this guy's jam. And like I said, with it being 30 cal, it comes with a direct thread 5/8 by 24, because most of your 30 cal stuff is going to be 5/8 by 24. Now, since this guy is hub compatible, you can unscrew this guy out, the direct thread that comes with it, and you can stick in any hub compatible mount back here. Whatever version, brand you might have, Chemos, Xenos, from Dead Air, you could put the cam lock. Is it not cam lock? Gate lock. You put the gate lock on here from Griffin Armament. Dual lock from Griffin Armament. You could put whatever kind of a hub compatible or ASR pattern mount compatible mount back here, which is super nice. It's super nice. There's some companies out there that will basically lock you out of being able to use anybody else's mounts because they use proprietary thread patterns back here. I've seen some that are very close to 1 3/8 by 24, but they're like 1 3/8 by 28. So nobody else that I know of makes those mounts, so you have to use their mounts, which is kind of frustrating. But these guys don't do that, at least not on these cans. So that's very nice. And it does come with this, and I believe this is titanium, the direct thread itself, which is nice, right? Again, if you're using this for a bolt gun or a hunting gun or whatever, having a lightweight can really does help. It's not a heavy use can. You wouldn't throw this on a machine gun, but this is a solid can to use on, you know, if you're hunting or if you're not shooting high volumes. Basically, I'll say it that way. All right, so talking about these ports here on the end, we kind of mentioned it before. Basically, there's other companies that call these things different things. I'm thinking of 2 different companies that have versions of stuff like this, but basically these ports, they work like a brake on the end of the gun. Instead of just having, or on the end of the gun, on the end of the suppressor, instead of just having one hole in the end where all the gases come out of, you get to vent gases all the way around here, and it literally does act like a brake. It does help. It gives you that brake function. But depending, just like you have an A1 flash hider and an A2 flash hider, A1s are open all the way around, whereas an A2 is closed off on the bottom, right? So you don't kick up that dirt. You could do the same thing with this. And they do provide all these little screws basically here that screw in nice and neat with the provided little tool. You basically screw these in, and I would stick a little Loctite in there to make sure nothing's going to be coming out when you're shooting them. But it's nice. Hopefully you can see that. They will screw in there, they stay in there, and it helps you tune your brake basically on the end, just like you would tune a regular brake. Because some brakes are directional. They're not omnidirectional. They'll brake and push the gun down to help reduce the recoil, or if you're right-handed, right, they'll push that recoil into your support hand to help keep the gun flat. So you can really, really tune this thing depending on what your specific needs are, right? If you need to be shooting, you know, follow-up shots really quick, it all depends on your needs, and they give you that ability with all those different screws. All right, so enough of me just talking about stuff. Let's get to the range. Let's actually shoot this thing and see how it sounds on a bunch of different hosts. sub. Okay, so my 2 cents, if I was to give my 2 cents on what I actually think of this one, the R30, this right here is this guy's feng shui. Either a 300 blackout, like we had the little 300 blackout build, shorty little 5.5-inch barrel shooting subs that sounded great. As long as you're not doing high volumes of fire, which you're probably not with a 300 blackout, it sounds phenomenal, right? Shooting supers, I mean, it's barky. That short of a barrel is really barky. But this, on like a hunting gun, yeah, this is big and long. I mean, this is half the size of me. This is pretty long. But the way that, I mean, this guy barely weighs anything on the end of the barrel. So it's very lightweight. You do a direct thread, I mean, you're not adding much anything. It's super lightweight and it's super quiet. To be honest, it's a very, very, very manageable system. So you're barely even gonna notice that the weight is on the end of the gun. And if you're hunting, especially hunting, or if you were into competition kind of stuff and you're doing some long range shooting, you're probably gonna wear Air Pro then anyway. But if you're hunting, you don't need to worry about all the Ear Pro and stuff going on, because you can utilize your ears to hunt for game, right? So that's this right here basically is what I'm trying to say. This is where I find this guy's feng shui. It's niche. Very nice, very quiet, very lightweight. But yeah, that's where I see it best being utilized. All right, guys, so there you go. That is the R30 from KGM. I found it to be a very good suppressor on those 30 cal hosts. On the AR-10, on the longer one, the 20-inch one, it sounds very, very good. I think it sounds very good. And with subsonic 300 blackout, I have that little 5-inch 300 blackout, very, very short. But for subsonic, it sounds so nice. And the lightweightness of this thing, you barely even feel that it's there. That is awesome, in my opinion. The 5.56 was sparky. Not so much sparky. It was loud. It was loud, I will say that. And that's where I do understand why they say their optimized calibers are their 30 caliber lineup. If you shoot 5.56 through here, it will work, right? But it's overboard. It's not made. It's not specifically made for 5.56. It will work. It's better than shooting it, you know, with a bare muzzle or muzzle device. But it is still going to be loud. I was surprised that it was as loud as it was with 5.56. But again, use this in its wheelhouse for what it's used for. Keep this as a 30 cal can and you'll be very, very happy. And once again, the lightweightness of this guy is kind of where he shines as far as like being on a bolt gun for hunting, or like I said also on that AR-10, that 20-inch AR-10, you barely even feel the weight of this guy out there. It's very lightweight and it does a very good job at producing that signature, not only the flash signature, but the sound signature as well. So anyway, guys, that is the R30 from KGM. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. If you got any questions about this guy, please let me know, and if I can't answer you, I'll try to point you in the direction of the folks that can. I appreciate KGM for sending this thing out. We're going to keep running this guy on different things, so if you got any interest in seeing it on different hosts, let me know, and if I can get a hold of those hosts, I will try it out. Y'all be good to be safe. Appreciate you watching, subscribing, and everything, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next video. See ya.